what is our first main topic today?
All right, guys, this is coming from Chief Leef. He says, hey, John and crew. So just saw that Jon Watts, off the back of his amazing success with No Way Home, has joined the creative team behind New Line's relaunch of its Final Destination franchise, titled Final Destination 6, to be on HBO Max. I've always enjoyed the Final Destination movies, and this news fills me with excitement. So what are your thoughts on it? Thanks, and bring on the filthy.
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. And yeah, listen, one of the things I have never had a great relationship with is the Final Destination franchise. I mean, the premise is a neat idea, but it's all the same after that. It's like, okay, I can already tell you what Final Destination 6 is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a group of kids that are in a situation where they probably should have died, but then they don't actually die.
They're going to be doing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, or something like that.
And end up crossing the freeway. And they should have gotten taken out by an 18-wheeler. But then they look up and find Pikachu and realize, I'm on the freeway.
Yep.
Get off the freeway and escape death.
Yep. No, they're not going to escape, because what's going to happen is
you escape.
Yeah, the first time there's going to be a group of them, and then everything else for the rest, it's the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong. I have not hated all the Final Destination movies. There's actually one or two of them that I actually found
the first one was
fun.
good.
I didn't even like the first one.
I like the first one.
I think it might have been 4 that
the
maybe
one with
I
the
liked.
roller coaster?
I can't remember, honestly. I just remember watching it. Oh, you know what? That was kind of fun, but it's kind of the same thing. But what is pretty interesting here, and the only thing that makes this interesting, to be honest with you, is Jon Watts, director of Spider-Man, Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home, is attached as producer. He didn't just produce, though. He actually scripted out the original story for the idea. So anyway, this comes to us from the folks over at Joe Blow, who write the following. Laurie Evans Taylor, who is making her feature directorial debut with the supernatural thriller Bed Rest, starring Melissa Barrera and scheduled for July 15th, 2022 release, was working on the screenplay for Final Destination 6. Deadline has now confirmed Taylor's involvement with Final Destination 6, while revealing there's much more to the situation. Taylor is writing the script with Guy Busick, co-writer of the new Scream movie, and they're working from a story and treatment that was written by Jon Watts, director of Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Watts has also signed on to produce Final Destination 6, which is set up at New Line Cinemas and will be released through the HBO Max streaming service. So, this is going straight to HBO. Not a great thing, whatever.
Surprise.
But again, this is interesting to me because a lot of times we hear about somebody's going to be directing or producing, right? And people get excited. But the reality is, the word producer, there is nobody more important than the producer in a film. But the word producer is so nebulous and is used so loosely that literally the producer of a film is literally the person who went out, secured the rights to the script, got the idea of visual film, pulled in, went out and hired the director, made the whole movie happen, brought all the things together to make it happen, set everything up, and then let the director go and make the movie. I mean, the producer is super important, and that person can be the producer of a film. But there have also been a lot of producer credits where they didn't actually do anything. Like Steven Spielberg has literally gotten producer credits on movies for having a phone conversation or two and agreeing to let his name be on there as a producer. There are some actors who agree to be in a movie, but they also want a producer's credit. Mm-hmm. So they get a producer's credit. And then there's producer, executive producer, co-producer, associate producer, sandwich running producer, whatever, all these producer terms. But this one's interesting because not only is Jon Watts getting on board to help pull this movie together, this is actually all based on what his idea was, his treatment. Now, for those of you who don't know, wait a minute, but it said that lady was writing the screenplay. There's a difference between an outline, a treatment, and your final screenplay. So, for example, I can write a story about Felipe the sentient dancing microphone. And I can say, okay, so here's the idea. Felipe was just a regular microphone on some YouTuber's channel. But then an asteroid hit the house. And that asteroid hit a house that had a lot of meth in it. A lot of meth. So the radiation from this asteroid mixed with that pure blue meth, and it created a special kind of radiant energy that infused itself into this microphone that came to life. And when it came to life, there was a YouTube video playing of The Greatest Showman, and the microphone saw that and said, that's what I need to be. And I will become a sentient dancing microphone. And then there's a government agent called, Nowak Bolshevik, who is trying to hunt down Felipe the sentient dancer microphone. He becomes friends with a little Portuguese boy who's running away from his parents. And they run off to Canada and start a hockey stick manufacturing business while Felipe pursues his dreams of music. There.
But of course.
In one page, I just gave you an outline. I just gave you the basic idea, right? But you can just write a treatment. You can write a 10-page treatment, 3-page, whatever. And then what happens is a screenwriter, you give that to the screenwriter, and now the screenwriter, I'm oversimplifying this, but the screenwriter then takes that, sits down, and starts actually putting all the meat to it, and actually turns that into a 100-page screenplay. So Jon Watts is the one who came up with the story for this and wrote a treatment for it. And now he's going to be producing it. And to me, that makes it a little bit kind of exciting. You hear about this, Kim. What do you think?
I think it's exciting. I think the most exciting thing they could do is turn it on its head. The most exciting thing they could do is change it up a little bit. Let's change up the story. Maybe the kids go after death this time, huh? I don't know how that would look or how that would work out. But I think Jon Watts, look, he has more than impressed me with his work on the Home series. Like, the way that I love those films, like, I haven't really loved films like that since Back to the Future. So I have a lot of faith in the stuff that he can do. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about it. I just want to see something a little bit different. Let's go after death. Let's see people get really, really old and never die and ditch and dodge death at every corner. Let's just do something new.
Speaking of meth, here's our new ad sponsor.
Oh my God! Speaking of meth.
So there's a new T-shirt that somebody's got to design. A picture of Ray going, "Speaking of meth."
Speaking of
Just
meth.
Dot.
Oh my gosh.
So look, this could be interesting. They could do something interesting with this. I hope that they do. But again, I wouldn't even pay attention to this if it wasn't for the fact that Jon Watts is connected. And so that makes me a little bit interested because I'm super vested in him, what he's doing right now. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? There is a Final Destination 6 coming, which may or may not interest you, but Jon Watts is attached to it. He kind of wrote the underlying story. He's going to be a producer on it. Does this excite you? Do you not care? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.